Whether you're considering Octavia for the short term, long term, or are trying to get out of using Octavia without regaining all the weight you've lost, you'll know by the end of this video what are the right next steps for you. And be sure to watch until the end because you'll have some serious trade-offs to consider. Hi, Rich and Lucy here, nutritionists at CoachViva.com, the place for analytical thinkers to cut through the noise on where to start and when to level up so they can transform their bodies and live healthy by default. If you too refuse to settle, hide from the facts, or cave to excuses, then subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to be notified every week of new science-backed and practical videos to help you lose fat and gain muscle on your terms. And before we begin, I want to quickly announce that a few spots have opened up for the free one-on-one consult for our Badass Body Boss program. So make sure you stay until the end of this video for the announcement on that. Now let's get started.
To sign up for Octavia, you have a phone call with an Octavia coach to determine which plan to follow, set your weight goals, and familiarize yourself with the program. Then you order all your meals from your coach's website. There are 2 weight loss plans your Octavia coach may put you into. The first one is Optimal Weight 5 and 1 plan. This is the most popular plan. In it, you have 6 meals per day, of which 5 are prepackaged meals you buy, what Octavia calls fuelings, and 1 meal they teach you how to cook for yourself, which Octavia calls lean and green meals. The second plan is Optimal Weight 4 and 2 and 1 plan. This is for those who need more calories or flexibility in food choices. This plan consists of 4 packaged meals, 2 homemade meals, and 1 snack per day. On both of these weight loss plans, you eat about 800 to 1,000 calories per day, which consists of 80 to 100 grams of carbs per day, at least 72 grams of protein per day, and about 33 grams of fats per day. So it is a low calorie, low carb, and low fat diet. Now, what's in the packaged foods, aka fuelings? Besides the expected bars and powders, they also include the usual favorites like pancakes, poppers, noodles, etc., but all with ingredients substituted to meet the low-calorie, low-carb, and low-fat targets. What's allowed in your homemade lean and green meals? Let's be real, you're probably more interested in what's not allowed. So these are fried foods, refined grains, butter, coconut oil, solid shortening, whole-fat dairy, alcohol, sugar-sweetened beverages, fruit, whole grains, legumes, and starchy vegetables. You can also add 1 optional snack after it's approved by your coach. Examples of approved snacks are 3 celery sticks, half a cup of sugar-free gelatin, or half a cup of handful of nuts. And on both of these plans, it's also recommended that you spend 30 minutes of moderate exercise most days of the week. They also include tips and inspirations via text messages, community forums, weekly support calls, and an app for meal reminders to track food and activity. Once you reach your goal weight, you're put on a 6-week transition to maintenance phase where 2 things happen. 1, your calories are gradually raised until you get to 1550 calories per day. And the second is some foods that were a no-no are introduced back to your diet. These include fruit, low-fat or fat-free dairy, whole grains, legumes, and starchy vegetables. And at the end of the 6 weeks, you go into their Optimal Health 3 and 3 plan, where you continue to buy 3 packaged foods and have 3 lean and green meals or homemade meals per day for life. Besides these 3 main plans, Octavia also has specialized plans for nursing mothers, older adults, teens, diabetics, and those with gout. However, it's unclear if the plans are safe for any of these groups of people.
The first pro is that it's very easy to follow. If you're someone who doesn't have time to cook and just wants meals delivered, then Octavia makes it very easy for you. Octavia is in fact owned by Medifast, which is a meal replacement company, so creation and delivery of packaged food is in fact their main business.
The second pro is if you want quick, short-term weight loss, you're very likely to see it. An 800 to 1,000 calories per day goal is below the minimum recommended amount for both men and women. Given that large calorie deficit you're in, if you can stick to it, it's not uncommon to see 2 to 4 pounds of weight loss per week.
The first con is, as Richa mentioned, the 800 to 1,000 calorie a day target is unsafe for everyone unless your doctor tells you to do it. That amount of calories does not give you enough room for all the nutrients and minerals your body needs. You're also not allowed many fruits and vegetables, which further significantly limits the nutrients and minerals you are consuming. The longer you stay on this low-calorie diet, the more you'll notice your hair thinning, deterioration of skin appearance, and fatigue. In fact, there is the famous Minnesota starvation experiment that ran for 12 months on 36 men who, for those 6 months, ate 1/2 of the calories they needed for maintenance. Beyond developing a gaunt appearance, their strength, stamina, metabolism, and mental clarity all plummeted. They reported fatigue, irritability, depression, and apathy. Now, not all of you have a maintenance calories of 2,000 calories per day, so you aren't chopping your calories in half on Octavia. But if you've been wondering why some reviews report more hunger than others, it's because of two reasons. First, their maintenance calories were likely much higher than 1,000 calories a day, so they were more hungry when suddenly deprived versus someone who was, say, at 1,600 calories per day maintenance. The shorter and closer to your goal weight you already are, the easier Octavia would be. Second, their starting point may have been obese. When you're obese, you can rely on consuming your own fat stores for a long time. An extreme example of this is the 27-year-old Scotsman who was able to fast 382 consecutive days consuming only water, vitamin supplements, and his own body fat. If you are just somewhat overweight and your maintenance calories are significantly higher than 2,000 calories a day, you're going to have the hardest time on Octavia.
The second con, half or more of the weight you lose is likely to be muscle. Why does this matter? First, your appearance. These are photos of women at the same weight but wildly different muscle mass. I bet you want to look like the ones on the right, yeah? Second, your fitness. Muscle is what gives you power to propel yourself while walking, hiking, going upstairs, moving boxes, and everything else. These seniors weigh in the healthy BMI and yet lack enough muscle mass to not be bent over and walk at a healthy pace. I'm guessing you don't want this. Third, your health. Even if you're of healthy BMI, if your body composition is poor, you're still at higher risk of developing medical conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. What's the point of being at a goal weight number when it doesn't empower you with any of the appearance, fitness, or health benefits long term?
The third con is slowed down metabolism. When you restrict your calories so drastically, your body freaks out. It thinks you're about to die, and the way to protect you is to slow down your metabolism. And even when you up your calories, your metabolism stays slower for a while than those who never did drastic calorie restriction. For example, we had a client who had eaten 1,000 calories for many years, so much that even eating 800 calories a day wasn't causing weight loss for her. You may ask, why does she want weight loss? The reason is because of the second con. Even though she was at a goal weight, her body looked overweight because her body composition was still mostly fat since she lost way too much muscle while on a 1,000 calorie a day diet.
Fourth con, gut health problems. All the packaged foods you buy are highly processed. They contain large amounts of food additives, sugar substitutes, and processed vegetable oils, which may harm your gut health and cause chronic inflammation. For example, carrageenan and maltodextrin are commonly used ingredients in Octavia's packaged foods, and both have been shown to negatively affect digestive health. If you scroll through comments on review sites, you'll notice a non-trivial number of people complaining about gas, cramps, and digestive issues on Octavia. These people were sensitive to these ingredients.
The fifth con is getting tired of the same foods. Many people complain that they get tired of eating the same foods over and over again. This is especially true if all 60 packaged foods aren't to your taste, since that reduces your options. They may not be to your taste because the pancakes, oatmeals, and other dishes have normal ingredients replaced with low-calorie, low-carb, low-fat substitutes. And if you're looking for vegan or gluten-free or have further preferences, then your choices reduce even more. Of course, if you come from a non-Western food culture, you're going to miss your own cuisine. There's also not much room to modify the delivered packaged foods to your preferences, since the whole point of Octavia is to keep you on a diet of strictly calorie-controlled prepared meals.
Sixth con, difficulty in social situations. While Octavia does have a guide on how to order when eating out, you're going to find it very hard to stick to their guidelines depending on the restaurant you go to.
The seventh con is cost. The typical cost is $400 a month on average, plus the cost of groceries to cook the homemade meals. This adds up very quickly for a lot of people.
Eighth con, high risk of weight gain. All the 7 cons combined mean there is a very high risk of weight regain. In fact, a general long-term study looking at weight regain after reaching goal weight showed that over 90% of people regained over 85% of their lost weight back after 5 years. This happens when people haven't taken the time to learn how to meal plan, how to mitigate their cravings, how to have a positive relationship with food, how to build sustainable lifelong habits they enjoy and look forward to. Anyone can cover a sprint distance. You need to develop habits to last a lifelong marathon, so to speak.
So who is Octavia for? It really depends on your goals. If your goal is to lose weight short term, like for a wedding or an event that doesn't require physical fitness, and you don't care about losing muscle, and you don't care about the high risk of weight regain after the event, then Octavia for 1 to 3 months would work. Some people have reported 40-pound loss in 12 weeks. If If your goal is to lose weight and keep it off for life, then Octavia is unlikely to work out when we talk 2, 5, or 10 years out. This is due to all of the cons we mentioned. And if you are already on Octavia and your goal is to get out but are worried about regaining all the weight you lost, I recommend you try reverse dieting. I have put instructions on how to do this in the description below.
If you want a program that's sustainable, enjoyable, and will endow you with the right mix of appearance, fitness, and health benefits long term, then I urge you to check out our Badass Body Boss program. The program is built for you if you, 1, value learning in depth the science and psychology behind the entire process, 2, believe that weight loss need not be so complicated, that each method out there works for someone at some stage, and that you just need a clear plan to finding your methods for your stage, and 3, are excited by the idea of working in a collaborative fashion with us to build your customized, sustainable roadmap to lifelong success. If that's you, good news. A few spots have opened up for a free one-to-one consult call with us. Note, this is not a coaching call, and that booking a call does not guarantee you'll be admitted into our program. So if you're serious, click on the link in the description below to book a one-on-one consult call for our Badass Body Boss program.
And if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram, and share this video with whoever else you feel could use this information. And be sure to check out these 2 videos to learn more about how to lose fat and gain muscle like a body boss. You can do it.